God says, "Stop doubting. This person is still in my plan for you." Have you ever wondered why, no matter how hard you try to move on, a certain person stays planted in your heart? It's not an accident. It's not weakness. It is a divine reminder that God is still at work. Right now, He is saying to you, "Stop doubting. That person is still in my plan for your life." Before we go deeper, I want you to pause and write one powerful word in the comments below. A prophetic word that will anchor this message to your spirit. Type the word faith, because the moment you declare faith, you are aligning your heart with God's plan. Now listen closely. Doubt creeps in when silence lingers. You've asked God, "Why haven't you shown me anything new? Why does it feel like you've forgotten me?" But the silence is not absence. Silence is strategy. Isaiah 55:11 says, "So is my word that goes out from my mouth. It will not return to me empty, but will accomplish what I desire." If God gave you a word about this person, it will not fail. Think about it. When God told Abraham he would be the father of nations, years passed before Isaac was born. Doubt came, frustration came, but the promise was never canceled. In the same way, the promise concerning you and that person is still active, even if your eyes can't see it yet. But here's what you need to ask yourself. Could it be that God is working in their life right now, in ways you don't see? Could it be that your prayers are planting seeds in soil that looks barren, but underneath, roots are growing strong? Sometimes God hides progress to protect you from discouragement. He is writing chapters behind the curtain, and when He reveals them, they will leave you speechless. Don't miss this. Doubt isn't just a thought, it's a thief. It steals your peace. It blinds you from recognizing God's timing. And this is why the Spirit is saying, "Stop doubting," because the enemy would love for you to give up just before the breakthrough. But James 1:6 warns us, "When you ask, you must believe and not doubt, because the one who doubts is like a wave of the sea, blown and tossed by the wind." That's why God is calling you back to stability, to faith, to trust. Here's the truth. If this person is still in your spirit, if God has not released you, it means their chapter with you is not closed. It may be paused, it may be under construction, but it is not erased. And before this video ends, I'll reveal the exact sign God uses to confirm when this person is still part of His divine plan. Stay with me, because you do not want to miss that. Now, let me say this quickly. If you want more prophetic words like this one, you'll find a full playlist waiting for you in the description box. It will guide you step by step through confirmations God gives about relationships and divine timing. Go there after this message because it's a continuation of what God is already speaking to you today. But for now, hear this. You're not here by chance. God led you to this message because He wants you to believe again. He wants you to stop letting fear and confusion cloud what He has already spoken. The Word is alive. The promise is alive. And as long as He lives, your story with that person is not finished. So pause with me. What is the one word your spirit is crying out right now? Write it boldly in the comments. Make it your declaration of faith. That word might just be the very prayer that unlocks the next step in your journey. This is only the beginning, and the revelation gets deeper from here. In the next part, I'll show you the hidden reason why God sometimes delays the union you've been praying for, and why delay is not denial. You've been waiting, you've been praying, and sometimes it feels like the heavens are silent. But let me ask you, what if the delay is actually God's protection?
What if he's keeping both of you apart for a season, not because the plan has failed, but because he's preparing the ground for something stronger, something unshakable? Think about Joseph. God gave him dreams of greatness, but before the dream came alive, Joseph was thrown into a pit, sold into slavery, and forgotten in a prison. From the outside, it looked like his story had collapsed. But every step, every delay was shaping him into the man who would one day sit on the throne of Egypt. Genesis 50:20 reminds us, "You intended to harm me, but God intended it for good to accomplish what is now being done, the saving of many lives." That is what delay does. It builds the character needed to sustain the blessing. So hear this clearly. God has not denied you. He has not erased that person from His plan. Instead, He is molding both of you so that when the timing finally comes, your union will not just survive, it will thrive. And I want you to feel this truth in your spirit. The wait is not empty. The silence is not wasted. Every tear, every restless night, every prayer whispered in the dark is watering the soil of your future. But here's where the enemy tries to slip in. In the waiting season, doubt becomes loud. Questions rise. Did I hear God wrong? Did I just imagine this? Am I wasting my time? That's when you need to remember Proverbs 3:5-6. Trust in the Lord with all your heart, and lean not on your own understanding. In all your ways submit to Him, and He will make your paths straight. Your understanding will tell you to walk away. Your emotions will tell you it's hopeless. But God's Spirit whispers, stay, trust, believe.
Now let me challenge you with this. Have you noticed how every time you try to disconnect, something pulls you back? How even in silence, there's a small confirmation, a dream, a word, a memory that won't leave? That is not coincidence. That is God's way of reminding you that His hand is still over the story. But let me drop this prophetic tension into your heart. Sometimes the person God has for you cannot be given to you yet, because if they came too soon, the relationship would break under the weight of immaturity, distraction, or unhealed wounds. God is saying, I am protecting the promise by perfecting the timing. Now here's where I want you to act in faith. Go into the comments and type one powerful word that reflects what you're believing God for right now. Maybe it's patience, maybe it's trust, maybe it's hope. Let that word be your seed, because when you declare it, you are aligning your faith with God's timing. And let me pause to say this. If this message is stirring something deep in you, there's a playlist linked below that walks through the confirmations God gives when someone is truly chosen for your life. Don't skip it. It's there to help you piece together what God is already whispering to you now. But stay with me here, because the revelation goes deeper. In the next part, I'll uncover how God gives specific signs, subtle but undeniable, that show when this person is still part of His plan. These are not surface signs. They are prophetic markers that only those tuned to His Spirit can recognize. There are moments when God doesn't just whisper to your heart. He leaves signs along your path, subtle but undeniable. These are not coincidences. They are prophetic confirmations that the person you're doubting is still part of His plan. And if you pay attention, you'll begin to see them unfold like pieces of a divine puzzle. The first sign is persistence. When God places someone in your spirit, they do not fade, no matter how much time passes. You may go days, weeks, or even months without speaking, but their presence lingers in your thoughts like a quiet echo. Jeremiah 29:11 says, "For I know the plans I have for you, plans to prosper you and not to harm you, plans to give you hope and a future." That lingering thought is God reminding you, my plan is not finished. Do not erase what I have written. The second sign is alignment. Even in distance, you will notice patterns. A song, a verse, a dream, even a chance encounter with their name, all pointing back to them. These are not random. They are markers, guiding your heart to stay aware of the story He is writing. It's like the Spirit gently saying, "Don't lose focus, I'm still weaving them into your journey." But here's the third sign, and it's crucial: transformation. You start noticing growth in yourself, or even hearing of changes in them that line up with what God has been preparing. The Spirit shows you glimpses of progress, not to tease you, but to confirm that His hand is still at work in both of your lives. Philippians 1:6 reminds us, "He who began a good work in you will carry it on to completion until the day of Christ Jesus." If He started this connection, He will finish it. Now pause here for a moment. If any of these signs are resonating in your heart, type the word confirmation in the comments right now. Don't scroll past it. Make it your act of faith. That one word can seal this truth deeper into your spirit. And hear me carefully. If this message is piercing your soul, don't stop at just this video. I've prepared a playlist in the description that dives deeper into how God confirms relationships, His timing, and the hidden signs many overlook. It's not random. It's designed as a journey, step by step, so you can see the full picture of what God is doing now. Go there after this word. It's the continuation of this prophetic confirmation. But stay with me here, because the most powerful part is still ahead. In the final section, I'll reveal why God allows the season of doubt in the first place, and how that very doubt becomes the soil for a stronger, unshakable faith. And when you grasp this, you'll see that the waiting was never wasted. You've felt the weight of doubt, the restless nights, the endless questions, the fear that maybe you misunderstood God. But here's the revelation you need to carry with you. Doubt does not cancel destiny. In fact, God sometimes allows doubt so that when the promise finally comes to pass, you'll know beyond all question that it was His hand, not your effort, that made it possible. Think about Thomas, the disciple who refused to believe until he touched the scars of Jesus. His doubt became the very moment where faith was made unshakable. In the same way, your season of doubt is being turned into a testimony. God is shaping you, preparing you, and reminding you that His plan is not fragile. It is eternal. And this is why you cannot give up. This person, the one you've been questioning, has not been erased from God's story for your life. Instead, He is teaching you to walk by faith, not by sight. 2 Corinthians 5:7 declares, "For we walk by faith, not by sight." That means even when circumstances scream impossible, heaven is whispering, "Still part of my plan." So here's the vision. One day soon, you will look back at this season and realize it was never wasted. Every delay was preparation. Every tear was a seed. Every doubt was shaping your endurance. And when God brings the two of you together in His perfect timing, it will be like two pieces of a divine puzzle snapping into place. You'll see that He saved the best for the right time. Right now, I want you to declare one last prophetic word in the comments. Make it bold. Make it personal. Type promise. Because when you do, you're not just typing, you're prophesying over your own life that the promise of God will stand. And don't let this be the end of the journey. There's a playlist waiting in the description filled with prophetic words that build on this exact message. It's not just more content, it's a path designed to guide you deeper into what God is revealing about love, timing, and divine connection. Go there next. It's the continuation of this word for your life. If this has spoken to you, take a moment to subscribe so you never miss the next prophetic confirmation God has prepared for you through this channel. This is more than videos, it's a journey of faith, and you're part of it now. Stay faithful, stay watchful, because the story God is writing for you is not over. The person He placed in your heart is still in His plan. And when the appointed time arrives, you'll see why He asked you to trust Him in the waiting.